Lewis Hamilton's shocking demand during the Spanish Grand Prix has left his engineers stunned, and the entire Ferrari garage deeply unsettled. It all began on lap 27 of the race in Barcelona when Hamilton made a radio call that was muted on the live broadcast. However, the message was leaked later, and what he said sent waves through the Formula One paddock. He didn't shout, didn't complain, and didn't blame anyone. Instead, he calmly but firmly pointed out what he had been feeling all season long. Still no front grip, same issue. These weren't just words about the car's behavior on track, they were a deeper warning, a signal that something was fundamentally wrong, not only with the machine but with how the team operates. Since Lewis Hamilton joined Ferrari, his goal hasn't only been to win races. He's been trying to change the culture within the team, a culture that, according to insiders, does not welcome rapid change or aggressive questioning. At Mercedes, Hamilton spent 12 seasons in a system that encouraged drivers to challenge engineers, question data, and seek better performance through innovation. But in Ferrari, questioning is often seen as dangerous. Change isn't encouraged without long meetings, countless discussions, and approvals. This costs time, and in Formula One, time is everything. Charles Leclerc fits well in this system. He trusts his engineers, adapts to the car, and rarely stirs controversy. He's had 3 podiums this season, and the fans love him. But Hamilton is different. He speaks openly over the radio, asking why the same problems continue week after week. During the Shanghai Sprint, the truth came out. The Ferrari car performs better when set up around Hamilton's style. Yet, the team continues to build the car with Leclerc's preferences as the baseline. This has created a silent conflict in the garage. Hamilton is constantly battling with engineers who are hesitant to make the changes he asks for. His suggestions are often ignored, delayed, or softened before reaching the people who actually make the car parts. His inputs are filtered by a culture that sees his boldness as a threat. At Mercedes, his feedback would have led to changes in days. At Ferrari, it gets pushed aside until someone else suggests the same thing. Often when Leclerc experiences the same issue, this is not about bad engineers or incompetent leadership. It's about fear. Fear of making a mistake, of changing too fast, and of losing the traditional Ferrari identity. Engineers at Ferrari have learned that moving quickly can cost them their jobs, so they delay. They smile when Leclerc performs well, but flinch when Hamilton asks uncomfortable questions. Not because he's wrong, but because he's right, and they're not ready for the answers. In Monaco, everything changed. During qualifying, Hamilton put together a lap that placed him on the provisional front row. The SF25 responded beautifully, no understeer, no hesitation. It was precise and fast, but the setup that allowed this lap wasn't part of the original plan. Hamilton had demanded changes during FP3. He fought with the engineers about the ride height and rear stiffness. In the end, he got his way, and the car performed. This lap proved something that many in Ferrari were afraid to admit. The car could work, but it only worked when Hamilton's feedback was taken seriously. This caused tension in the garage. Engineers were confused. Radios went silent, because that one lap had exposed the truth. It wasn't about Hamilton not being able to drive the car. It was about the team refusing to listen to what he needed. That setup worked because Hamilton insisted on it. It wasn't luck. It was experience and persistence. And it shattered the illusion that Ferrari's problems were due to Hamilton's driving style. Now, heading into Austria, the talk is all about upgrades, a new floor, revised cooling, and aero tweaks are coming. But even before they arrive, there's already concern. Sources inside Ferrari say that these upgrades are once again designed with Leclerc's driving style in mind. The car is being made sharper at the front and more aggressive on turn-in. This is exactly what Hamilton has said doesn't suit him. When he asked who the new spec was for, he was met with silence. Nobody made eye contact, because they all knew the truth. At Ferrari, updates are more than just car parts. They are political decisions, and right now, Leclerc holds more influence. That means Hamilton is being held back, not by the car's potential, but by the system's resistance to change. His patience is running out. If the Austria upgrades fail to meet his needs again, it won't just be the car that's under question, it will be the entire structure of the team. Hamilton's complaints are not just about the chassis. He's also been vocal about the engine. He says the power, delivery, and throttle modulation do not allow him to drive the way he wants. He needs flexibility in the engine mapping, the ability to apply power smoothly and with precision. But Ferrari won't change it. They insist on running it a certain way because it suits Leclerc. This results in Hamilton having unstable exits from corners despite using the same tires. It's not because he's making mistakes. It's because the car is fighting against his driving style. When Hamilton asks for engine changes, he gets the same answer every time. That's not how we run it here. But that's the problem. Here isn't winning. Here hasn't won a championship in over 15 years. So why is here still so sacred? Hamilton doesn't want to change Ferrari's soul. He wants to update its methods. At Mercedes, his feedback was trusted, acted on quickly, and led to success. At Ferrari, it's treated as a threat. Fred Vasseur, the team principal, maintains a calm appearance. He says, "We're analyzing data and no major concerns." But behind the scenes, this calmness hides a more dangerous issue: compliance. When asked about Hamilton's demands for setup freedom and engine changes, Vasseur doesn't say yes or no. He just delays. This silence protects the status quo, a system that favors Leclerc and resists outside influence. Allowing Hamilton full control would mean changing the structure, admitting that past methods have failed, and sharing power with someone who isn't part of the traditional Ferrari family. That's uncomfortable for many in Maranello. Hamilton came to Ferrari not only to win, but to bring a new mindset. But that mindset feels like a revolution, and revolutions scare people. The team stalls. They hold meetings. They analyze. They promise upgrades that never truly solve the core issue. Meanwhile, Hamilton grows more frustrated. He's not just fighting Red Bull and McLaren on the track. He's fighting his own team's refusal to adapt. Every vague interview, every delayed change pushes him closer to a breaking point. This is no longer just about racing. It's about identity. Ferrari expected Hamilton to bring wins, but what he brought was a mirror, and the reflection isn't pretty. The team is stuck in old habits, holding on to traditions that no longer deliver results. Hamilton doesn't need a slightly better car. He needs one that is designed with his style in mind, one that listens to his feedback without filtering it through layers of management. The proof is already out there. Barcelona, Monaco, Shanghai, all these races have shown glimpses of what's possible when Hamilton's voice is heard. But those moments are rare because the system resists. Ferrari's real enemy is not speed. It's fear of change, fear of losing control, and fear of letting a new leader shape their legacy. Hamilton won't change to fit Ferrari's outdated structure. He will keep pushing, keep questioning, and keep demanding better. His words may seem calm, but they carry weight. And now, everyone at Ferrari is watching, because the next time he speaks, it may not just be a warning. It could be the beginning of something much bigger. Will Ferrari listen? Will they finally let go of their old ways and embrace the future? Or will they continue to protect the system that hasn't worked for over a decade? The choice is clear. Hamilton has made his demand. Now it's up to Ferrari to decide whether they want traditional transformation. And as the pressure builds and the spotlight grows hotter, every lap, every upgrade, and every meeting behind closed doors becomes part of a bigger story. Hamilton didn't come to Ferrari to repeat history. He came to rewrite it. Whether the team is ready or not, that transformation has already begun. And what happens next could define the future of Ferrari forever. In the garages, engineers now whisper about Hamilton's influence not just on the car, but on the culture. They see how every setup discussion now includes questions that would have been brushed aside before. They notice how younger team members are starting to think differently, starting to ask the same questions Hamilton does. They are no longer just following instructions. They are starting to think about purpose, about results, and about why certain traditions continue.